Mental health and post-traumatic stress syndrome. The target population is the young adult male veterans between the ages of 20 and 40. These veterans have served in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. When service members are exposed to traumatic events, their mental health may deteriorate. Veterans have an increase in their incidence of disease rates when they suffer PTSD, abuse alcohol, and refuse to seek health care. Only 11 to 12% of veterans with PTSD actually seek help from the VA. Essential services that revolve around the assessment can't be applied to the health problem because those with the disease sometimes have a hard time admitting that they have it. In a study to examine treatment of consecutive referrals of 200 OEF and OIF vets to visit PTSD specialists for psychotherapy resulted in 67 of them never having seen their therapist. 83 of them have been seen but never completed all the sessions, and 21 of them completed everything. The wait to be diagnosed is severely long, so diagnosis can not only be dangerous but could impact and affect the daily life of the individual. The average wait time for the vets to be seen by a mental health provider can be 1.5 years to 2 years. The Department of Defense implemented a way to start the battle against PTSD. It's conducted first by issuing a questionnaire to service members within 1 to 2 weeks from the time that they return home from deployment. This is followed by a discussion with a health practitioner or primary care representative. As service members return home, it's vital that they assess their mental health, especially for the possibility of PTSD. Currently, the VA has found positive results with treatment in the form of cognitive behavior therapy. In a study of 200 OEF and OIF vets, those that have completed a comprehensive plan that included a CBT, computer-based training, as well trauma-focused, computer-based training, and symptom-focused therapies that have had better outcomes than those that did not complete them. For community, town, and state involvement, the polytrauma system of care has rehab centers that are inpatient facilities and 17 that are outpatient. The National Center for PTSD is open to everyone. It's available to help regarding PTSD and any other mental health issues that may result from deployment. Currently, when service members return from deployment, they are assessed for key mental health issues such as PTSD, self-questionnaires that have been mandated since 2005 by the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Health Affairs. This assessment includes a clinical encounter with a provider, and when there is an indication that the member needs treatment for PTSD, they are referred to mental health specialists. As there are 11 to 12% of veterans with PTSD that seek care at a VA treatment facility. This leaves 87 to 88% of them, the ones that are seeing someone outside the VA in the civilian sector. Many civilians, PCMs, do not have the knowledge of deciphering PTSD from other mental health issues just due to the fact that they're civilians. A proposed web-based program developed is primarily aimed at helping primary care providers, including those within the VA system, to assess and implement recovery and to properly refer veterans to the correct resources. The VA is the leading entity that provides the identification, assistance, and policy development of PTSD in veterans. It is through the VA that veterans with PTSD can seek the proper treatment, as well as for their support systems, such as family members, to understand the recovery process. The VA has chosen to be a lifeline for veterans to continue and for some to start the progression to fight for recovery so that they may be able to lead others in the fight against PTSD. The VA National Center for Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder is a great example of how these three essential services fall into the policy development category. The Center's research and educational initiatives helped establish a scientific basis for PTSD and disseminated that information all over the world. The VA also helped policy members implement plans that support individual and community health efforts. There are new guidelines for processing veterans' claim benefits. Some of those new guidelines also include the Americans with Disabilities Act. Some of the ways to link veterans with PTSD services are through the National Center for PTSD. They tell you about the locations. Also, there's Military One Source, the Veteran Combat Call Center, and 24/7 Outreach Center for Psychological Health and Traumatic Brain Injury. There's also the Soldiers Project that provides free counseling and is also available for face-to-face, meeting in person, and over the phone. Within the VA system, there are experienced, qualified, and licensed healthcare representatives that assist veterans with diagnosing them of PTSD if necessary. Mental health professionals in VA facilities use evidence-based treatment. Mental health professionals outside the VA facilities, the veterans must research how they can get better. They enforce laws and regulations that protect health and ensure safety. So within the VA facilities, it's easier for them to receive help because they just have more experience dealing with veterans returning from deployments. Outside, they need to look up more ways to get help. The cognitive behavior therapy for PTSD equals a positive recovery and effectiveness and quality by the Veterans Affairs. There are some new innovations when it comes to veterans dealing with PTSD. They can, instead of having to travel all over the country, they do teleconferencing. And also for those that are still in a deployed location that need that help. Those that are trapped in their homes can't get out and about because they were disabled. Alternative medicine includes yoga, acupuncture, and meditation. In conclusion, veterans may seek help from non-VA therapists and or qualified military psychologists for their treatment, but it is up to them to research the best applicable doctor that would best fit their needs. There are many resources that veterans can use to seek treatment. The VA not only gives an available resources to seek treatment, but also those who are suffering from it, as well as resources that can help them for recovery. With many different therapies implemented over the years, veterans with PTSD are now available to have a sense of relaxation and understanding as they work toward recovering from PTSD. Here are some of the references that have been used.